Hello everybody, my name is Starlord and welcome to my spoiler-free review of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is the first movie for the summer blockbuster season. It's kicking things off. So how does it compare to Guardians of the Galaxy? Well, it's not as great as that, but that does not necessarily mean it's a bad movie. It's just there was so much it had to live up to, and it just kind of hit everything that it was supposed to as expected, but it didn't really exceed my expectations. So, getting into the plot without giving too much away, right at the beginning of this story, you have the Guardians preparing for a mission. So you have Baby Groot, you have Rocket Raccoon, you have Drax, you have Gamora, and you have Starlord. And this mission that they're on is a catalyst for what is to come in the rest of the movie. So this movie involves things like space battles. It has mercenaries like the Ravengers of, Yondu's crew, as well as Nebula, the sister of Gamora. But the most important part of this entire movie is the relationship between Peter Quill, Starlord, his father Ego, who is basically this larger part of the galaxy. So you really learn about that relationship. The story in its whole is basically about friendship, about family, and about legacy. So moving into some things that I liked about this film. First off, it carries over that excellent Guardians of the Galaxy tone that we got in the first movie. So many little quips here and there. Obviously, music is one of the backbones of this entire franchise, and they do that very well. But I would say the standout character of this is Dave Bautista's Drax the Destroyer. I love that character in Guardians 1, and I think he just stepped it up even further, which I didn't think was possible in this movie. Just watch some of those trailers, and you could already tell this guy just takes it away. Another thing I want to talk about, of course, is the amazing visual effects. There was one scene in particular that stood out for me with Yondu, with his little arrow that he whistles around. Like, it was just the visuals are just so vibrant and so bright, and it just, again, mixed with the music, it was an awesome scene. So another thing I liked about this is that it fleshed out not only the character of Peter Quill, but it fleshed out the whole galaxy as a whole. We learned about these celestial beings and kind of what is going on with who shapes the galaxy, and his relationship with Ego is something very interesting for a Marvel movie. I feel like there is not a lot of movies that kind of hit on the paternal kind of relationship with the sons. And finally, what I want to talk about is I liked all the subplots going on. So we get something between Nebula and Gamora and Starlord. You have Drax and a new character of Mantis, and it's really awesome seeing that we get these little subplots to really flesh out the characters even more than the first one. So moving into some things I didn't enjoy about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. First off, I want to talk about the second act, and I feel like the pacing in the second act plus the Guardians being separated from each other made for something that wasn't all that interesting for me. And I felt like it wasn't that great because, well, they play off of each other so well when they're all in one crew. And when they're separated, it just doesn't do it for me. Another thing I want to talk about is how the third act kind of escalated so quickly. I mean, this is a very personal story for the first two acts, and all of a sudden the galaxy gets involved. Well, I mean, it makes sense because it's called Guardians of the Galaxy. Of course, there's got to be some galaxy-wide ramifications of something going wrong. But I feel like they should have done a better job of building that up because it just kind of came out of nowhere, and there was explanation, but I feel like it was just way too quick, and next thing you know, the galaxy is in danger. And another thing that bothered me with that as well is that how the certain character was able to defeat the villain after the villain knew how to use this power for millions of years, and then you have this one character that just in a few seconds learns how to harness this power and defeats him. It just doesn't seem right that he has no training in how to use this, and all of a sudden he's able to, overcome this enemy. And finally, some of you might disagree with me, but I think this movie had a little bit too much of Baby Groot in it. Yes, that was a huge thing for the marketing, is Baby Groot, because, oh, he's so cute, everybody loves Baby Groot, but I feel like there was just too damn much of the character, specifically in the beginning, like the opening moments of this movie. It just kept dragging on and on with following Baby Groot. It was cool for the first like 30 seconds, but when it was like 3 minutes later, I was kind of like, alright, can we move on from this? Also, another moment with Baby Groot was like in the second act, like I was mentioning. They just had this one sequence that just went way too long with Baby Groot, and just like the jokes with him are just, you know, getting out of control. With that being said, I'm going to score Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a good way to start off the summer movie blockbuster season. It's got everything from the amazing space battles to the vibrant color palette to the tone to the humor. It is all there. It's just not much more than I expected, which is a shame because I thought it was going to be something even greater than the first one. But hey, there's a third one coming out, so maybe that'll be the best one of this trilogy. But I want to know what you guys thought of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Please let me know in that comment section below. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel because I have tons of other Marvel content that I upload frequently on the channel, including the recently released trailer for Marvel's The Defenders. I reacted to that. That is going to do it for me, Star Raptor. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye. So, did you like the video? Then make sure you rate it a thumbs up, and if you did that, go over there, hit that Star Raptor head to subscribe to my channel. Doing so will keep you up to speed on all of my latest content, speaking of which you can see a couple of my recent uploads down below. I'm also on social media, so what are you waiting for? Let's start nerding out.